Majuba. We pay homage, it's the Ilajuba. We seek the great spirit's approval, manifesting the ancestral maneuver. As the Orishas move you, my child, let me speak to your spirit. You warriors calling a little louder, I want you to hear it. Just face it, don't fear it. Your mirror reflection, revere it. Shadow work, you will clear it. Just the seasons will change. You are called to rise. Open your eyes, realize, rearrange. It's not a game, press past through your pain. We are not mediocre nor mundane. You are great now, claim your new name. Break free from the chains. I just want you to see through and see true. See yourself as all of the mind sees you. The God in you, manifest your breakthrough. Standing tall, seeing life from a bird's eye view. While manifesting your old dude. We keep it real, real life and reveal. It's all in me, my destiny. I will find, follow, fulfill my destiny. Majuba, we pay homage, it's the Ilajuba. We seek the great spirit's approval, manifesting the ancestral maneuver. As the Orishas move you. Just the Ilajuba.
Hey, Abora, this is Olu Fakoladev Idinkaifa Temple. I want to thank you all for joining us today. Ekaro, Ekabo, to everyone who's out there. Shout outs to folks on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Thank you for joining us. We welcome you today. Once again, this is Olu Fakoladev Idinkaifa Temple. What I want you to do is like and share. So I'm going to wait until y'all get that set up. And we're going to begin, of course, as we always do, we're going to begin with prayer. All right? So if you have Ifa Shrine, Eshu Shrine, Mojuba Olorum, Mojuba Leda, Mojuba Olorumare, Mojuba Boko Umare, Mojuba Boko Imale, Mojuba Boko Ekutembile, Olorumare, Mojuba to my ancestors, Mojuba Miss, Mojuba Mojuba Darta, Mojuba Basement, Mojuba 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 Dalia, Mojuba Time, Mojuba Nabi, Mojuba Kuppas, Mojuba Kapabaka, Mojuba Genesis, Mojuba Kariba, Mojuba Sudani, Mojuba Gentle, Mojuba Benino Chino, one of them no black identity, Agustin, no. Mojuba, Sungwade, Mojuba Gode, Mojuba Sakanamas, Mojuba Squaw, Mojuba Flori, Mojuba Salau, Mojuba Philip Galway, Mojuba Kunjo, Mojuba Mie, Mojuba Chamola, Mojuba Chalanko, Mojuba Mutanade, Mojuba Shubi, Mojuba Bastegma, I guess from the first, Mojuba Baba Philip Garcia, no, Ogundai, Mojuba to my parents, Mojuba Baba Robert Edmonds, happy birthday, Dad, Mojuba, Catherine Edmonds, Mojuba. To all of my elders, Mojuba Shalagre Popola, Mojuba Amos Dyson, Mojuba Jose Rodriguez, Mojuba to all of my elders. Ifa, come to our support, come to our rescue. As we're chanting these prayers, it is as if our ancestry is touching us and giving power. It is as if our lineage is supporting us. Ifa, we call out to you on the holy Odu Ifa, Ika Meji. Ikameji. Ifa says, there is a high wind blowing from this side. There's a serious storm blowing from that side. The heaven is in great turbulence. No one knows where the rain will fall. Everyone is running helter-skelter. Rainfall cannot start from the other side for one to suddenly shift to this side. These are Ifa's declarations to our Kapo Ope when evangelizing Ifa the world over. Ifa, don't you see my hands? I've been suffering everywhere because of you. I did not eat until I reached the home of Olu. Ifa, Don't you see my hands? Here are my palms, Ifa. I do not drink until I reach Okera. Ifa, don't you see my hands? I've been suffering everywhere because of you. Here are my palms, Ifa. I did not neither eat nor did I drink until I reached Getty, the home of Agbeneregun. Ifa, don't you see my hands? Here are my palms. I have been suffering everywhere because of you. Ifa, I have been reliably informed that you put peace and harmony into my life. Ifa, I have been reliably informed that you ensured peaceful passing for Owa Oga, who is known as Owa Ogidi Igbadu, the offspring of he who greet each other with Okunyeyi, he who fights and strikes the base with the sword against the ground. Ifa, please ensure a peaceful end for me too. On the day of my passing, ensure that good children are available to ride horses after my departure. Ifa, help us to have good lives. Help us to live good, long lives. And when we pass, leave a good legacy. Ward off our death, ward off sickness, ward off cases, controversy, ward off fights, litigation, losses, and allied fights from all of us. Bring forth to us long life, wealth, good thoughts, good children, longevity, prosperity, victory, diversity, peace of mind, joy, healing, success. Move my ego out of the way so that we can hear good Ifa. Emma kamimene amo, Emma kamimene ano, Emma kamimene adelokun, kamole, tori Ifa aloneni, ebora tintanini, enibanani. I want to follow let you out. We call on you. We call on Oshe Arola to manifest all the things that we have prayed about. Oshe Tra, I kick in a baggy side, the attract up against the Chikasi Fox room, and Iban, I share from all of the mind. If an award tells you, you should be wealthy, you should truly be wealthy. I kick in a baggy side, and the mouth was I Iban, I share, and the mouth of an owl. If no church have joy, surely joy. I kick in a baggy side, and the mouth was I Iban, I share, and the mouth of an owl. If no church have victory, surely victory. I kick in a baggy side, and the mouth was I Iban, I share, and the mouth of an owl. Maybe so surely shall it be. Oshatura. Tiny of the fetal tubu. The struggle of coming in is not big enough to use this head yet. Had it been enough to use this head, God would have taken it home and thrown my head with it. Easy 5 decorations to Arula. I'm going on spiritual mission to Ejebune. We call locals in same payment. Concepts and make rich. Con Osharola. Osharola is a good award. I share if I please hear our prayer. Àṣẹ òrìṣà lẹ́nu mi ò àṣẹ òrìṣà lẹ́nu mi. Bọ́bọ́n tí mo bá màmá wíwú ìrúmọlẹ̀ wúbà. Ipa ọba ò àṣẹ òrìṣà lẹ́nu mi. Tí mo dúró tí mo súré. Bí mo pẹ̀rẹ̀ tí mo súré. Bí mo kúnlẹ̀ tí mo súré. Bí mo jókòó tí mo súré. Ireti musu oriti bo. Put your hands on your head. Ori eni larude yani ya. Ori eni larude yani. Mojulo mi fawa mori. Ori eni larude yani. Obrechagu. Ifa balaro. Akibataju. Ifa balaro. Olodumare and the divinity. We call on the Irumale, we call on the 256 Odu to come and support us at this time. Please continue to ward off all death, ward off all sickness, ward off cases, controversies, ward off fights, litigation, losses, outright fights from us, and bring forth in its place, bring to us long life. Give us wealth, good spouses, good children, peace of mind, joy, healing, success, victory, and all good things of life. Ifa, please help us to find, follow, and fulfill our destiny. Aboru, Aboye, Aboshishe, Aboto. All right, folks, thank you for joining us once again. I want to ask you all, please like and share. Like and share. Also, let us know where you're tuning in from. We'll interact with you at the very end and give you shout outs. Those of you on TikTok, let us know where you're from, and afterwards we'll be answering any questions that you might have. All right, so thank you again. This is Olu Fakola Dev Edin Kaifa Temple, and I want to start off by telling you the truth today. Religion has lied to us. Religion has told you that if you're good, then God will protect you from pain. If you have good character, you won't experience chaos. And when we were told these things and we experienced hardship, we became confused. You've been good and things get harder. You've been benevolent and things in your life continue to turn upside down. Now, more confusion because you did everything right and life is still lifing. You stayed faithful. You kept your character. You practiced Iwa Puele, and it seems like the situation only got worse. So now we come back and we're asking questions like, why are the liars winning? Why are those individuals with terrible character so rich? Why they live so long? Why the wicked progress? Why are the good people struggling? Let me tell you something that's going to offend you right now, and I really hope it does. Being a good person will not save you from suffering. Having good character will not save you from hardships. You can be kind. You can be honest. You can be disciplined and still lose money, still lose people, still lose your peace, and still experience chaos. Because Ifa never taught what a religion taught you. Ifa says suffering and destiny, they walk hand in hand. Olodumare did not promise us ease. He gave us destiny. Let us begin with the Odu Ika Aparo. Ika Laparo. Let me tell you the story. In this Odu, there were two brothers. We'll call one the wicked, and we'll call the other the benevolent. And when they were coming from heaven to the earth, they both vowed that they would always do what the other asked. They would always grant each other's request, no matter what that request was. When the brothers arrived on earth, they grew up. And finally, the wicked brother made his request. And here's the wicked brother's request. The wicked brother requested to the benevolent one. He said, "Let me remove your eyes with a hot knife. Let me do that." So since they had vowed to grant each other's request, no matter what that request was, the benevolent brother, he then went for Ifa consultation to see if he should honor the request of his brother cutting his eyes out with a hot knife. He went for Ifa consultation, and Ifa essentially said, well, this is something that you agreed to before you came to earth. So offer Ebo, and we will remove the pain and also allow you to come out great on the other side. So the benevolent brother went back after offering his Ebo, and he allowed his wicked brother to remove his eyes with a hot knife. And when the wicked brother removed his eyes, Eshu Odara came in and aided in the process to remove the pain of that removal. And when the wicked brother got done, he left the benevolent brother under a tree. And as the benevolent one sat there, bleeding profusely, under a tree, following Ifa's advice, and blind. There was a clamor up top, and there were these birds. And these birds, up on the tall, tall branches of the tree, they happened to be very esoteric, high-level babalawos. And so these birds began to remunerate the remedies that they had. One said, well, these herbs right here, these are the herbs that we use to cure blindness. And then another one said, well, this one's better. We have this one here, and these herbs are the herbs that we use to cure and heal any tragic injury. Okay, good. All right, I've noted that. And then they knocked the herbs down. They kicked them down to the bottom. Then another one said, well, I have a set of herbs, and these herbs are used to bring blessings of a child to a barren woman. Okay, that's a good one. And then the other one said, this ewe is the one that we use to help the mother from conception to a good delivery. This woman will never have to have a cesarean. Okay, these are good herbs. They kicked those herbs down to the bottom. And they began to talk about all these different types of ewe and how they use these different ewe. And they would find the herb, talk about it. Okay, this one. Okay, this is a good one. And kick it down. And so the benevolent brother who's at the bottom of the tree, at the base, when those herbs that came down that healed blindness and healed any tragic injury, he started beating them together and he started rubbing them there. And he kept rubbing until he regenerated his sight. And then he began to document the herbs that all those birds had categorized and thrown down. And what happened? The benevolent brother then went on and used those very same herbs. And he was healing blindness. He was healing injuries of people who had broken limbs. He would heal them quickly. Those individuals who had amputated limbs, he would use those herbs to bind the limbs together. And needless to say, the benevolent brother became very wealthy as a result of his herbal knowledge. Then his wicked brother came and he saw what was happening. He's like, man, how did you get all of this wealth? Last time I saw you, you were blind, bleeding, and suffering underneath a tree. And then his brother said, well, while I was there were these birds on top of the tree who started talking about the herbs that they use to heal blindness, the herbs that they use to heal impotence, the herbs that they use to heal all of these various things. And then I used them and I was healed. And then I took those same herbs and then I began to heal the community with the information that these birds had magically shared with me. So the other brother, the wicked one, he then said, what I want you to do, I want you to remove my eyes the same way I did yours and leave me under that tree. So the benevolent brother, he didn't want to follow through with the request, but his wicked brother reminded him, remember, we promised before we came to earth. So he removed his eyes, and this time the wicked brother, he hadn't offered any ebo. He didn't do anything. So it was very painful. It was a very violent situation. So he was in agony, sitting underneath the tree. And then those birds returned. And they were like, who is it that knows our information? There's been someone who's been spying on us. And they took these secrets that weren't meant for humans, and they've been sharing them with the human population. And what do you think happened? Those birds looked down and they saw the wicked brother, and they converged on him and finished him off. What is Ifa saying? Ifa is saying being good does not mean people will treat you good. The benevolent brother was a good person. He was the benevolent. And just because he was good, that did not mean that he was not going to experience suffering. He had a brother who decided to remove his eyes. And also, he was bleeding and in his own form of agony. The benevolent brother did right and still got his eyes burned out. Your suffering may come from people you trusted before you came to earth. And when we think of this, not all pain that we experience, not all suffering that we experience is random. Some of it is contractual. We might have agreed to the suffering before we came here. When we think of this, obedience to your destiny can look like self-destruction to outsiders. The same pain meant to destroy you can be the same pain that will make you to become great. When we think of that brother, blindness became vision. Suffering can open doors that comfort will never reveal. The birds did not speak until the benevolent brother lost everything. Let's look at point number one. The first point is the benefits of suffering allows you to forgo physical sight while gaining sight that this world does not have. That is what the benevolent brother did. The wicked brother copied, and the result was not the same. Why? He copied, but he did not carry the character. You can imitate someone's success, but you cannot imitate their destiny. Let's look at the next Ifa. This one comes from Ogbe Yonu. Ifa says, anger amounts to nothing fruitful for human beings. Patience is the father of good character, the elder who possesses everything. These were the declarations of Ifa to Orunmila when going to seek the hand of Iya, suffering, the daughter of the king of Iwo, the Oniwo. He was advised to offer Ebo, and he complied. Before long, not too far, meet us in the midst of Ire. The suffering that Orunmila experienced is not worth mentioning at home. Behold my Iya Iwo, the reward as a result of suffering. When we think of this verse, the story is the daughter of Oniwo, the Oni of Iwo town. And that was her name, Iya. So her name literally meant suffering. So she was the daughter of the Oni of Iwo town. She was a beautiful young lady. She had great character, and she was beloved by her community. Her father wanted her to have a good husband as well. So he was very selective and very protective of her partner choices. He needed to know that his daughter's husband would be a man who was patient, calm, had good character, and was not easily provoked. Orunmila desired this young lady named Iya. He went for Ifa consultation before he went to the palace of Oniwo. And when he went for Ifa consultation, his student told him, Baba, You need to offer abo, and um, you need to be able to be patient before this relationship and during this relationship. And you need to be able to absorb insult and endure suffering. Being very patient is the only way you will succeed. So Orunmila offered a bow, and he went to the palace of Oniwo, and he was there and he was received very well. In the process, Orunmila relayed to the king his desire of marrying his daughter. And Oniwo asked him, please, Orunmila, please stay the night. And when he allowed Orunmila to stay the night, the first 3 nights, Orunmila stayed in a pigsty. And this pigsty was underneath the chicken coop. And while Orunmila stayed there, he didn't feed him, he didn't give him any drink. And the chickens urinated and defecated on Orunmila. It was a smelly and stench, funky place. And after that, Oniwo summoned Orunmila and he said, how was your stay? And Orunmila said it was the most beautiful room in the palace. The next day, Oniwo then moved Orunmila to a room that was adjacent to the kitchen. And this room was hot, it was smoky, and he stayed there for another 3 days. No food, no drink. Oniwo summoned Orunmila again and asked Orunmila, how was your stay? And Orunmila said it was enjoyable. Then Oniwo moved Orunmila to yet another room. And this room had stale water in it. And there were mosquitoes and worms in there. And Orunmila was getting stung and bitten by these bugs so much that he couldn't sleep. Stayed there another 3 days, no food, no drink. And Orunmila was going through ordeal after ordeal for 3 months. Extreme test after extreme test, and he had no complaint. Finally, Oniwo summoned Orunmila to meet him, and he wanted Orunmila, you know what, you need to take a bath, you stink. He had Orunmila to go take a bath, and he prepared a new pair of clothes for him. And then Oniwo introduced Orunmila to his daughter and praised him for his endurance, praised him for his patience, praised him for his gentle-headedness throughout all those changes. Oniwo knew that if he couldn't be patient and endure all of this, then he would not be a good patient husband for his daughter. He would not take on the inheritance of that kingdom, because the king was building legacy. Some of your suffering is required for your elevation. If you cannot endure insult, you cannot carry the destiny that's bestowed. Orunmila did not become great because he was powerful. He became great because he was patient. In Ogbeyonu, your reaction to suffering determines your reward. Most people fail their destiny because they can't control their emotions. Point number 2, patience is not weakness. It is controlled power. Orunmila was in a pigsty. He was in heat. He was getting bitten by insects. He was hungry. He was thirsty. If you walked out on day 2, you would have missed your destiny on day 90. Let me analyze this last Ifa. It comes from Ogbe Owanrin. Ifa says, when one's Ifa is about to bless one, it will make one go through all sorts of tribulations. This was the declaration of Ifa to Erisegi when going to Oni Jumo's house to purchase liquor on credit. He was advised to offer abo. He complied. Eresegi, the resident of Onijumo, cast Ifa for Onijumo when she was weeping in lamentation of her inability to give birth to a child. She was advised to offer a bow. She too complied. Before long, not too far, join us in the midst of happiness. Come and see our array of life. Now, who turned me into a good mother? Eresegi. When we think of this verse, what is happening in the story? Erisegi was an extremely skilled Babalao. He never missed in divination or prediction. He was very highly spiritually gifted, but completely unsuccessful financially. He could barely afford to eat one time a day. He lived in poverty, despite the fact that he was a master in Ifa. People rejected him. His clients felt uncomfortable. He saw too deeply into their souls, into their lives. His accuracy made people suspicious. They thought he was using charms. People assumed that he was using unnatural and hidden means to find out the secrets to their lives. His poverty also made people doubt his power. Clients refused to return to offer a bow. Instead, they would go get the information from him and then go to less competent but more acceptable Babalaos to offer a bow. Ifa is saying here, gifts do not guarantee recognition. It don't matter if you got skills. It doesn't matter. When he went for Ifa consultation, he asked, why am I not successful? And he was told to offer a bowl with 6 bottles of gin. He had no money, no clothes, no resources. He was broke down emotionally. Ifa instructed him to purchase these bow materials on credit. You ever been so broke you can't offer a bow? Ever been so broke you gotta ask somebody else to support you in doing your deeds? He had to go and get them on credit. He was forced into humility. He had to take a risk. He had to step out on faith with Ifa. He asked for the gin on credit. He was immediately rejected the first time. And Onijumo then judged him. She said he's poor, he's unworthy, he's unreliable because of, look at the way he looks. Erisegi did not get angry. He remained calm. He remained humble. He remained composed. He acknowledged his own appearance. He said, outwardly, I am nothing. Then he revealed a deeper spiritual truth and exposed her hidden struggle of barrenness. He gave her the solution, Ebo and Akoshe, and he promised that it would become a pregnancy. Onijumo, shocked by his accuracy, felt exposed, and she then felt more naked than him. And that made her trust him. She performed the prescribed Ebo. And the next month, she then missed her cycle and gave birth 10 months after to a baby. The prophecy was revealed. And this then led to the restoration of Erisegi. She searched for him to do the naming ceremony of the name of the baby that he predicted would come. Then offered further Ebo of 2 mats, and then he was found. The mats then formed into the quills of Erisegi, and he was no longer naked. We look at these as a symbol of his restoration, a symbol of his dignity, a symbol of his transformation, and his own elevation. He became widely known and respected. Kings and chiefs became his clients, financially supported because he was in the flow of his destiny. And finally, he was recognized for his true value. When we think of this, what is Ifa saying? Ifa will let your life look like failure before revealing your success. Your struggle is not to prove you are off track. It is proof that you are being aligned. People don't trust what they don't understand, even if it's divine. You can be anointed and still be rejected. You can be gifted and still be broke. Point number 3, your season of suffering is not your identity. It is just a season. People rejected Eresegi because he was too accurate. People rejected Eresegi because he was poor. People trust appearance oftentimes more than truth. Listen to me carefully. Some of you walked here, tuned in, thinking that something's wrong with your life. You thought maybe I have failed. Maybe I made a mistake. Maybe I'm not doing enough. But Ifa has sent me here to say, you are not broken. You are in process. The pressure you feel, that delay, that confusion, that pain, it is not punishment. That is formation. You are being stretched. You are being refined. You are being built. You are being aligned, because what you are becoming requires what you are going through. Olodumare did not promise any of us ease. Olodumare sanctioned our destiny, and our destiny does not come soft. Our destiny comes through fire. It comes through pressure. It comes through endurance. Ifa never promised any of us that our life would be without suffering. Ifa did promise that our lives where suffering would be, that suffering would have meaning. Ifa never teaches that suffering means you're doing something wrong. Ifa does say that suffering can be your destiny. Suffering can be about timing. Suffering can be about process. Suffering can even be an attack. But suffering is never meaningless, because you are not suffering because you are weak. You are suffering because you are being built. Aboru, Aboye, Aboshishe, Aboto. Thank you all so much for joining us and listening to that message. I pray that it was something that was beneficial for all of us. I want to acknowledge the people in the chat. Thank you for joining us. I see James Aboroboy. Good to see you. Sonope Aboroboy Abushishe. Good to see you. Maisha Walker Dean. Good to see you. Share. Oh, that's Baba Ekandayo. Good to see you, Baba. All right. North Carolina 919. Good to see you. Represent Aboshishe Aboto. Good to see y'all. Good to see you. Adesola, good to see you, Ia. Thank you so much in the chat. Ashe, good to see you. Good to see you. Yes, some of our suffering is required for elevation. Yes, in that struggle, honestly, it will align you. Right? Good to see you, Malachi tapping in from Detroit, and Ia coming in. Ariana from Houston. Good to see you for joining us. Thank you. All right. What was the original name? Ika Alaparo. Ika Alaparo. Ika Otora. Um, okay. All right. Folks in the chat, thank you so much. I see what you're talking about. Yes. Okay. Good to see you in the TikTok world. Tap the screen. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. All right. Thank you. I guess I did tap the screen. Thank you all for joining us on all social media platforms. Okay. Instagram. All right. So, a couple of announcements. All right, folks. So, we have our Omaha World program. Those of you who are initiated into IFA, you can feel free to join us. Please contact me if you would like to be a part of that. Um, Ashe. So, um, we also are going to be doing classes for the general public. So if you're interested, please join. Also, if you're in the Atlanta, Georgia metro area, we are in McDonough, Georgia, which is pretty much about 30, 40 minutes away from metro Atlanta. If you would like to support in coming to help and also learn, as we're offering Ebo, doing various rituals. This past um, week, we did Itarogun. Itarogun Odu is Winry Sane. We'll be offering Ebo for that this week coming up. Also, we did feeding of Eshu, feeding of Ogun, and feeding of Ifa 3 days ago on the first of the month. So we do that every first of the month. If you all are interested, you can participate in the process of it. And yes, we'll be doing so many different things here as a community. If you all so desire, you can be involved with that. All right. Along with that, if you enjoy what we're doing, you can most certainly donate. The donation button, we don't have Cash App any longer, so you can donate at on the Zelle, which is the phone number 323-244-1133. And also, if you have any inquiries, you can text or call 323-244-1133. As well, you can go to the website and watch past sermons and also past classes. You can be involved with those. Go to the website. The website is www.idinkaaifatemple.com, idinkaifatemple.com. So please communicate with us there. You can also use PayPal. The PayPal is ALAFOSE@yahoo.com. All right. So thank you. If you want to make contributions to Itarogun, you can make the contributions there as well. But what I want to ask you to do is I want you to mention you're making contribution for Itarogun, so we'll know where to direct those funds. All right. All right. So let us close out. Olodumare, we thank you for life, health, strength, food, clothing, and shelter. We ask you to continue to support us, to continue to help us understand that if we are suffering, that it is for a purpose, and help us to be in tune with the reward more than we are in tune with the suffering. Help us to focus on the jewel. Help us to see the lessons and grow, because as a result, we know we will be greater. We know we will have the victory eventually. Help us to be patient enough. Help us to focus on timing enough. Help us to understand enough that our character is precious. And if we do anything to rupture that character, it can have problematic effects. Support us in our character, support us in our choices, and help this week to be a great week for all of us. Help us to have more life, more love, more wealth, and more healing. Aboru, Aboye, Aboshishe, Aboato. We thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week.